everyone. How's everybody doing today?
Awake and ready.
Almost. It's our joy to be here with all of you today. I'm going to begin with a reading from Whispers from Eternity. This is Yogananda's book of prayer demands and poems. And this is number 155, Demand for the Opening of the Spiritual Eye, the Eastern Star of Wisdom. Bless me, Father, that I behold the Eastern Star of Wisdom. May it shine before my human eyes as much in daylight as in darkness. Long my eyes were blinded by the tinsel glitter of materiality. Seeing things always outwardly, I saw not the spirit behind and within them. I saw the mustard seed of matter, but spied not the oil of spirit that it contained. My third eye of wisdom is now opened. Oh, may it always be so. Let the gaze of my single eye of realization penetrate through every veil of matter to behold the infinite presence of Christ everywhere. Bless me that my sacred wise thoughts follow this star of knowledge and lead me to the Christ in everything. Amen. Peace. Amen. So here we are just a few days before Christmas, and both Dive and I will be sharing briefly this morning, just because by the time you get to this point, I think everything has been probably shared on so many levels. The music has been so inspirational, the readings, the talks, all the wonderful events we've had leading up to this moment. But as the little star was putting the baby Jesus on the altar, I was remembering the story of the pastor who, it was the day after Christmas, and he went into his church to tidy things up, and he happened to look at the crush scene, and he noticed that the baby Jesus was missing. So immediately he goes outside, and so as he's looking outside, he sees this little boy pulling a red wagon, and in the wagon was the baby Jesus. So he goes right up to the little boy and he says, "Oh, my little friend, what are you doing with the baby Jesus in your wagon?" And the little boy said, "Well, before Christmas, I prayed to the Lord Jesus that if I got a red wagon for Christmas, I would give him a ride around the block." And so here, our affirmation, God remembrance. The little boy remembered to do that. It's a beautiful affirmation. It's a beautiful reminder, especially here we are as we're coming so close to Christmas, that we are what? Bliss infinite, eternal joy, eternal light. In the earlier service, Diva talked about the times when a master comes into this world and when he leaves, the veil's thin, meaning we can feel their presence more easily. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to feel for their presence. And how do we do that? We're going to be having tomorrow an 8-hour period of worship. It was what Yogananda called his spiritual Christmas. It's 8 hours. There's periods of meditation interspersed with readings and lots of chanting and inspiration. Come if you can. That's a way to feel for his presence and remember his presence. As the reading says, when we can put aside the materiality, all those things that keep us so busy, we can feel for his presence. We're in a deeper level. How else can we feel for his presence? We can remember to share. We've been talking a lot about service last week, living in the presence, sharing his joy, sharing his love in many ways. It could be big ways, it could be little ways, but there's no big part in how we share. It could be a smile, it could be a real big token of appreciation, but remembering to share his presence, not keep it just for ourselves. And then remembering that everything we do is special. It's a unique representation. As we look at I think of stars a lot this time of year too, because there's talk about twinkling stars, and you look at the lights on the tree. Every star is different, just like each one of us. Each one of us is different. And what I can bring, only I can bring. And what you can bring is only what you can bring. And it's very special not to forget that. And it doesn't have to be also a big thing. It can be a small thing. A couple of weeks ago, I don't know if Anna is here, but she sings a beautiful song that Swami Kriyananda wrote, "The Shawl of Gold." And in this song, for those of you who know, it's just a beautiful reminder, this poor beggar girl, she doesn't doesn't have much, and she has this shawl, and it has holes in it, and it's threadbare, and it's, you can imagine, you can visualize it practically falling apart. And she comes across somebody who's in much greater need than she is. And she decides to take that shawl off of her. And Anna sings it so beautifully, she wraps it around this person. And we know what happens then. The shawl turns to gold. So not to underestimate those moments. Yogananda always reminding us those moments take care of the years, those little acts of kindness. They're very precious. And then keeping the goal in sight, right? Keeping strong and steadfast with all that's going on in the world and things speeding up and more, maybe the word is distractions, but more things that can pull us away. And then especially this time of year as we get closer, we can get closer in the material part of what's happening. But remembering that goal, that light of wisdom, the light, the star that the three wise men were following were that inner light. So I don't know, I don't have much more to share. It's been a joy to share all that we've already shared together. We still have, tomorrow is our traditional 8-hour meditation starting at 8 o'clock right here. There'll be a schedule. You can come and go during the periods of chanting. Come if you can. Come for all of it. Come for part of it. Come and feel for that part of Christ's presence in our lives. And then Christmas Eve, of course, and Christmas Day. So thank you all and happy holidays.
Why don't we stand for just a moment? Feel how different you feel. Even little touches, even a little practice of this inward religion will free one from dire fears and colossal sufferings. A prayer of love went up from earth, and God responded. A ray of his light flashed out from the heart of infinity, burst downward through night skies of consciousness, and was born on earth for the redemption of mankind in human form. Many times has that light descended, drawn to earth by the call of aspiring love. God's chosen people have always been those of every race and nation who with deep love chose him. Christmas is God's response to you. Christmas was made and born because of the yearning of your heart. There will never be a time when outer things will ever do more than imperfectly reflect the light of spirit and the things that we seek. Brief fulfillments hint at the fulfillments that are available permanently and eternally inside. Outer beauties reflect, but poorly, the beauties of God's presence that we find deep in stillness and meditation. The presence of God is the joyful experience. It's the thing we're looking for. And reaching deep into the silence, deep into the stillness, is the thing that we can do in response to, or in participation. You know, we yearn for wholeness. We don't know where to find it. A prayer of love went up from earth. We have to, Lord, please come, fill my heart. And so God comes, but then the first prayer wasn't enough, unfortunately. Darn. We have to then continue to participate. We have to be engaged in the process of awakening. And it is completely counterintuitive. And it is, in fact, a discipline of self-offering. Again, darn it. You know, it would be nice if that first prayer was enough, just all rolled out from there. But God comes, and we have to lift our energy. We have to raise ourselves up. We have to become filled with Spirit, awaken the Spirit that's already there asleep within us. That's the process of self-realization. Yogananda said, those who come to this path and stay are held by the power of their own realization. by the power of Kriya Yoga, by the power of that awakened spirit inside and the knowledge, the intuitive perception of God, His light, His joy, and His love as the central reality inside each one of us. We invite you, we encourage you, we entreat you to come tomorrow and partake of that deep and profound stillness. The other thing that we don't talk as much about is satsang, fellowship in truth. And the greatest fellowship in truth is group meditation. Coming together in group worship, coming together in group meditation. Come for whatever part you can tomorrow. Come drink deeply of the profound stillness and feel for Christmas awakening in your heart. And then let that overflow into all the other things, into the Christmas Eve activities and service, Christmas Day, and then throughout the year. But come and drink deep. Let's take a moment of silence and we'll have some music.
Where are you going, my little one? In hope these empty streets I went. I've seen a star rise in the east, and I'm looking for a friend. Where are you going, good shepherd folk? From a lowly valley we ascend. A wondrous vision sent us here. We're looking for a friend. You learned man, where are you going? Our soul's long journey we would end. Therefore we've come to Bethlehem. We're looking for a friend. Good people, let me come with you. Perhaps he's just around this bend. But whether near or far, I too have been looking for a friend. Christ offered long ago, and even from his slumber flows peace. All creatures here on earth, alike to their own worth, can welcome love and in their release. The Christ child's asleep, the silence is so deep that round about with hope in their eyes, the animals await, their breathing they